Nick Perry, straight off, has asked the question, when do you solder a wire? Really, really good question there, and it is something that causes quite a lot of controversy with performance EFI wiring. There are times when we're going to solder a wire, but before I talk about that, I'll just talk about the downsides to soldering a wire. When you solder a stranded wire like we have here, you're essentially turning it into a solid core piece of wiring as you're filling up all the voids between the strands and gluing them together. Now, solid core wiring has its place. Its place is in household wiring because houses don't vibrate that much and they're not driving down the road at 100 miles an hour. Or if they are, I'd really like to see it. Now, solid core wiring is subject to cracking from vibration. So if you were to build a wiring harness in your car with solid core wiring, it's not going to last long at all. It will vibrate and it will crack and break apart. So that's the reason that we don't use solder when we're performing a join like a splice join like this. As no matter how good at soldering you are, some of that solder is actually going to wick back past your strain relief mechanisms, and you're going to have a section of unsupported solid core wiring there that is going to be prone to cracking and failure. The places where we are going to use solder, however, are if we are using a connector that has a specific pin in it that has a solder cup that we need to use solder to make a connection to. So we solder that connection on there, and absolutely some of that solder will wick up that wire, giving us that solid core wiring problem that I was just talking about. What you will find, though, that with any connector that has solder barrel cups like this, is it's going to have a reasonably extensive solid back shell arrangement on it that is going to clamp down onto the wires and make sure the entire section between our connector and the harness there is actually totally strain relieved and will move as one unit, so you won't have those vibrational cracking problems. So that's any connector you're going to use like that is going to have that solid back shell. That question was taken from one of our free live lessons. If you like free stuff and you're the type of guy that likes to expand his knowledge, click the link in the description to claim your free spot to our next live lesson. You'll learn about tidally bundling a section of wiring harness, correctly splicing a single wire out to multiple wires that might need to head to the various sensors in your engine bay, and the materials and tools suitable for use in a motorsport environment. You'll also have the chance to ask your own questions, which I'll be answering live. Remember, it's 100% free, so follow the link to claim your spot.